Matabunkai Beach is located about 86 kilometers, 53 miles, from our home in Cavite. It takes a little over 2 hours to drive. It's a long stretch of ash and sand, lined with resorts, stores, and houses. Matabunkai Beach is also known for its floating bamboo raft cottages. The beach has a shallow water shelf that is safer than other beaches. Another quality that drew people to the beach was the gentle waves that lick the shores. Among the favorite attractions were the bamboo rafts, which take people out to sea, where they could enjoy their lunch while diving to see the reefs. This became the signature attraction of Matabunkai. You'd find it hard to rest at the beach, especially when the karaoke starts to blare from dusk till dawn, which seems to be a staple at any beach nowadays. Our house regularly maintains the beachfront, which offers a more peaceful and relaxing atmosphere than the more commercialized areas. The road leading from the red dot on the right, the main road, leading to our house, the red dot on the left, is not in good shape. It starts out okay, where you have to stop occasionally to let the chickens cross, and the dogs get out of the way, then gradually narrows to a one-lane road, where if you meet an oncoming car, one of you has to back up. There are houses and structures that push out to the edge of the road, leaving very little clearance for our van on either side. It's impossible to get any heavy equipment down the road and around the corners, so any work that needs to be done, such as digging a foundation, has to be done by hand. The road leading in is a problem. Once you know the turns and know where you're going, it's pretty straightforward. But since there are no street signs or landmarks, it will be difficult to explain to guests how to get to our place. Towards the end of the road, it's pretty much a dirt path. I wonder what it will be like during the rainy season. Maybe we'll have to send a guide motorcycle out, to have guests be able to get to our house. As we drive into the compound, you can see the heavy construction going on, with bags of sand and concrete waiting to be mixed and cinder blocks waiting to be cemented into place. All of the construction work is currently on the hotel side. The workers start their workday with a prayer, then everybody goes to work. This is a drone view of the front of the building. We own from the far left wall of the building up until the tall concrete wall on the right, where the last white-roofed bamboo hut is. The coconut trees mark the front edge of our property. Between the coconut trees and the ocean is public beach. We can't put any permanent structures in the last 10 feet of our property facing the ocean. I'm standing in the water looking at the front of the hotel. The third floor isn't completed yet. This will be a large open community room which can be used for parties, get-togethers, special events, and so forth. The top floor, the fourth floor, will be an open observation area. Let's call it a sunroof. The second floor has a large room on the right, a medium room on the left, and 3 small rooms sandwiched in between. Each of these will have its own balcony. The first floor will have 5 small rooms, each with its own veranda and stairway to the beach. I went down to the water's edge at sunrise and panned 360 degrees. It was a couple of hours before high tide. This is a drone shot of Luz, on the balcony of our room. We stayed in the large room on the right side of the second floor. It's the only one that is close to being ready to go. It's typical of an economy hotel room, with a single queen, shelving, nightstands, a water cooler, a TV, a couch, and a refrigerator. There is a balcony overlooking an ocean view with space for a few chairs. This is a view from the back door of our room. The main hotel building will be shaped like the letter L with 5 rooms on each floor facing the ocean, and the back of the L with 3 double rooms, each with 6 to 8 bunk beds, used for family groups, on the second floor, and 2 dube rooms on the first floor. The last room on the first floor will be a communal kitchen shared by families to reheat meals. There will be a pool where the yellow truck is. This is a temporary building we're currently using as a kitchen. It will become a permanent long building where snacks and light food can be purchased. There will be a registration desk attached to the food area. The back corner building will house a generator and utility room called a powerhouse. The top floor will be a rental room. There will be a deck on top of the second floor. There will be 2 additional rooms on each of 2 floors for a total of 4 rooms, sandwiched between the 2 corner buildings. They will be connected by a walkway going from the back corner to the front corner. Diane's room will be on the second floor in the front corner, with an additional room for rent on the bottom floor. Our house will be in between Diane's room and the corner in the main building. It will have an overhanging balcony, facing the ocean view, with panoramic windows. Charlie and family will occupy the bottom floor. Tides are the rise and fall of sea levels, caused by the combined effects of the gravitational forces exerted by the moon and the sun, and the rotation of the earth. Tide tables can find the predicted times and amplitude, or tidal range. They are, however, only predictions. The actual time and height of the tide is affected by wind and atmospheric pressure. The Gulf of Mexico and eastern seaboard have semi-diurnal tides, 2 nearly equal high and low tides each day, 12 hours and 25 minutes apart. Other locations have a diurnal tide, 1 high and low tide each day. Matabunkai has a mixed tide, 2 uneven magnitude tides a day. Here is a tidal table for a typical week at Matabunkai. Note that some days there is almost 24 hours between high tide and low tide, and other days high tide and low tide are separated by as little as 2 hours. The tidal range is between 0.2 and 1.3 meters, so a sand flat area that is uncovered at low tide would be at most 4 feet deep at high tide. Matabunkai Beach has bamboo rafts, called balsa by the locals, floating all over the bay. Most have huts, called kubos, which typically have a shaded picnic table and maybe a small shack with a grill. Families can bring their own barbecue sets, and cook their food the way they want, on the shaded raft, floating several meters from the shore. The shore is lined with lots of these balsas. They are navigated by long bamboo poles, sometimes up to the edge of the drop-off, and once a suitable spot is chosen, anchored in place. Because of the shallow water, which is, at most, a couple of feet deep at high tide, it's very safe for children to play in the water, make sand castles on the beach, snorkel, swim, and so forth. It's a total beach experience which makes the perfect summer getaway. You can spend the day on a raft, enjoying lunch prepared right there, while watching the kids play on the shallow beach water around the raft. The Sawali cover makes sure those who do not want a tan are undercover, while those who want to go home and show off a tan can spend the day on the beach or raft and get as much sun as they wish. From the balsa, visitors could go swimming, snorkeling and, at the day's end, sunset watching. Talking about sunset, have your cameras ready, and take pictures of the beautiful sunset.